There's a definite sense of occasion here as both teams square up to each other with fire in their eyes. This is a day for hope, for expectation, for renewed ambition. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So things are underway.
There's Lamine Yamal, Peter, the latest Spanish superstar. I'd like to see him get a lot of freedom on that right wing.
And is that his best position?
I'd say so, Peter. With him being left-footed, he can cut inside, but he's such an all-round threat. He has that blistering pace that he can use to beat the best defenders, and it's very difficult to stop him once he starts linking up with others, once he's made that inside run.
Oh, what has happened here? That has ended up in no man's land. Mbappe is flagged offside. Played out to the left flank. Hazard running with intent. Looks like he's been given offside again here. Yes, he has. Koundé. Patience, the overwhelming virtue in this game so far. Played through for the wide man. Rice finding himself in space. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Driving forward. Not the most accurate pass. Pacho. And Koundé. And it's Fernandez. Quarter of an hour played.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Fernandez. Van Bommel. And it's Hazard. Scholes, never out of the action for very long. Rice. Dani Olmo receives it in a good position here, pitches it off him. It's a threatening ball. And he shoots! It's in! That is a diamond of a goal. The planning immaculate, the execution brilliant.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Can he get it through? Now it's Mbappe. Good read, needed to be. And he's there to get it away. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Deftly away. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Tries to pass it through. He's having a shot! Oh, split-second reaction.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And we have our very first corner. Hazard plays it short. And the shot! Off the post! And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Aguero. That has not gone well. And this is Raul. And here's Hazard. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Fernandez. Dani Olmo. Now it's Aguero. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Fernandez. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. And it's Azar. And this is Raul. Threads one in. Shapes to shoot! And it's in! They have got it! They have their equaliser!
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other. And it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react. And there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Aguero. Simeone. And he's worked it through. And he's being shifted off it. Bellingham. It's a pretty loose pass.
1 minute at a time.
Scholes. And this is Raul. It's Raul! It's anyone's ball now. And this is Scholes. Schlotterbeck deals with that comfortably. That's it, 45 minutes up. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all sweat. Any thoughts on all this so far, Jim?
Well, it sets up a very entertaining second half, Peter. Who's going to make the first move, trying to win this, and how they might find a way to sustain good pressure.
La Louvière are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. Second period then underway. Rice. Fernandez. Now Van Bommel. And it's Fernandez. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Knocks it into space. Real chance! That was superb goalkeeping.
Raul really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Oh, that's a key interception. Bellingham. And it's Alaba. Now that looks a decent ball. Not the most convincing of passes. That's very disappointing, it has to be said. Rice. Dani Olmo. And the pass is intercepted. Scholes, who's set up one goal so far. And here's Mbappe. Raul was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And this is Aguero. He's beaten the last man. Rice, good purposeful running this. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but...
Mbappe! They've got to be quick to recover this. Oh, he's been caught napping. Koundé. And this is Raul. And he's lost his man here. Tacho did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And it's made its way to him. Oh, just a keeper now. That's brave goalkeeping, really decisive.
He stood his ground brilliantly until he actually needed to act, and everything he did there was spot on.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Van Bommel is there, and he can pick it up. He's looking wide. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And this is Aguero. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside.
Substitution on the field. Number 10.
So time for change, and this one has been on the
Number
cards for a
11.
little while.
Eden Hazard. Coming on the field. Number 5. Wayne Rooney.
Great defending,
Number
strong and
21.
determined.
Erling Haaland.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And it's Scholes. Oh, delightful ball. Haaland receives it in a wide position, and he's managed to get free. Simeone. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Scholes. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Yamal unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Into the last quarter of an hour. Tacho promptly onto that, and that is that.
Si itu anjir,
cuts it out.
ngapain ke situ coy? Bukan ke samping.
And it's Rice. Tries to play it through.
Kocak anjir.
Rice. He's in a great position here. Oh, good spread. And he's quick to return it. Bellingham cuts out the pass.
Louvière clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Fernandez. And here's Dani Olmo. Tacho does well to get it back. Now this could be a chance. That's been slipped through. Oh, that's well spotted. Oh, that pass isn't the best.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Substitution on the field. Number 13.
Louvière can make their
Number
change
8.
now with a break in play.
Olmo. Number 20. Giuliano Simeone. Coming on the field. Number 14.
Koundé.
Francesco
Tacho.
Totti. Number 17. Eden
Manpomo.
Hazard.
And here's the
Number
chance to
9.
counter. And the
Cole
through ball.
Palmer.
And this is Aguero. Hazard has the space to scheme.
Well, they've got to get everyone forward, and maybe even the keeper.
And now a
There
sudden
will be
chance
1
to
minute
counter.
at a time.
Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Bellingham, who can single-handedly make a difference. It's played through for him. Oh, that was vital. And that signals the end. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end, not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Louvière can always take...
Bienvenidos al partido de hoy.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. There's the whistle, and here we go. Well, now here is a young man who really does seem to have the whole world at his feet. Lamine Yamal, a player of barely matched potential and indeed of barely matched expectation.
And the inevitable comparisons that go along with that, Peter.
And are those comparisons justified?
Well, from what I've seen of him so far, very much so. There's pace and great technique, but the most outstanding quality about him is his maturity, especially when it comes to making the right decisions. That's what sets him apart, for me anyway.
And it's Messi. Pacho. Now Schlotterbeck. Van Bommel. Can he get on the end of this? Messi. Rice. The pass is intercepted. Koundé. Cucurella. And he's whipped it across. Knocks it into space. Great ball if he can get there. Yamal. Big chance! And he couldn't finish.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Mount. La Louvière yet to have an attempt on goal. That ball looks a good one. He's in one-on-one. Decent chance! Goal! And that really is so impressive.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
Elche have penetrated for the first time.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Caicedo. Mount stood his ground strongly. And he is... Real chance! In he goes again. It's a loose ball. Oh, he's been caught napping. Plays it in low. La Louvière are behind here despite their domination of possession. Now it's Yamal. Cucurella. Lovely pass, but can he get there? He's onside. Oh, shooting chance! And that's a good finish. And just like that, he's into double figures now.
Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay onside, Peter. That was really
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, they just couldn't have responded.
Great chance! It's a goal! And they get themselves in front! He does it all with an air of efficiency and simplicity.
Yeah, he always had the measure of the keeper, and there was very little doubt as to how this was going to end up.
Elche leading now. Rice. And it's Rice. He's found a way through. That's destined for the flank.
Aguero clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Cucurella gets over and intercepts. Now it's Aguero. Played out wide. He's a sharp little ball here. Wan-Bissaka. La Louvière are still behind as we reach out for half-time. Rice. That's a nicely shaped ball. Can he finish? Cucurella. Azar. And it's Azar. We've got 5 minutes till half-time. Wan-Bissaka spots it and intercepts. Messi. Now, can they get him away? Can he get onto this? He has found the way through. Very nicely done. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. He's found a way through.
Un minuto de descuento.
Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Koundé, somewhat off target. And here's Yamal. Ambitious ball here. Now the chip pass hasn't quite come off. And that brings the first half to a close. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football. It's fair to say that both teams have played their part. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. That gets us going once more.
La Louvière really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Schneider. Van Bommel kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Yamal. Looking for the run.
That's positional goal, the utilisation of space.
Oh, such a clever touch. Here's a shot! Not a bad try by any means.
I'm a little surprised that he actually couldn't make that count. He's so good from that range. Often he'll find a net.
Aims beyond the defence. It's a promising position. Mount. He is just caressing the ball. And it's Mount. In towards the back, and a header! And the header is disappointing in the end.
Yeah, some good movement inside the box. No shortage of targets here.
Oh, there's a probing ball. Now it's Aguero. Spread to the right. That's where it came from. Caicedo. So can they find a way to turn around this deficit? Now it's Rice. Messi. Schneider. Yamal. This is a promising build-up. Oh, he's been caught on it here. He's shifting, and the shot!
Hindi, anjir.
A two-goal lead, and they're
Marcó
firmly in
en el
control.
minuto 61
not a defender in sight. He had all the time in the world.
Well, the defence were being far too casual there, Peter. Far too slow to switch on to the danger. That's the kind of thing that makes managers go crazy.
And now he has two. Elche now in a position far more desirable.
I wonder if the manager is tempted to go for another and really kill the game off completely. I, for one, think he should now.
And here's Agahawa. Picked out brilliant. Can he finish? Brilliant! A finish of true class. And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. You don't keep those out. He just knew.
Oh, what a hit, Peter. And there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
So now the difference is 3.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
And he's managed to get free. Alexandro did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Yeah, they're looking for some imagination, and his job's going to be to add that element of craft and guile, the man pulling the strings.
That has been cut short. Rice, La Louvière still have the cards to affect this game. Driving on and making good progress. Half an hour gone in the second half. And it's Shevchenko, looking for a runner. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Oh, sweet feet. Pressure stays on, it is a corner. Elche with the corner, they're first. They've played it short. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Schneider gets flagged offside. La Louvière will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Messi. Dani Olmo. Aguero powering forward here. De Jong. Schneider. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Elche have got it back and they'll have another go. Now it's Mbappe. Fernandez. That's a little off target. Into the last 5 minutes. Hazard.
Pretty robust defending.
And it's Shevchenko. Lovely pass, but... And Shevchenko! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Messi. Now it's Dani Olmo. That pass just didn't quite work. Romero. This is De Jong. Musiala. Now it's Musiala. This looks promising. Shevchenko. Koundé. And it's Hazard. Fernandez. Now it's Aguero. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
That's a simple one for the keeper. brings it to a close. La Louvière cannot spin this any other way. They came up against opponents who were thrilling, at times unplayable, who simply brushed them. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, this is one of the newer of the major venues here in Sao Paulo, built, of course, in time for 2014. It is the Neo Química Arena. We're up and running then. Once described as being born offside, Filippo Inzaghi feels like the last of a dying breed, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I feel sometimes he doesn't get the credit he fully deserves, because I think he's one of the most intelligent strikers around too. His game is all about anticipation, positioning and speed.
And it's been given away. Oh, it's come loose. And this is Aguero, and he's running through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Van Dijk. Savani. And it's Van Dijk. Chiao. Femi. Now it's Totti. Well, they could break here. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Schlotterbeck. Both sides exercising caution for now. He has found the way through. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And this is Rooney. De Bruyne. Rooney. And he welcomes it in. Not the most convincing of passes. Fernandes. And this is Totti. And here's Rooney. Lovely pass, but can... He's having a shot! Goal! Barcelona! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Barcelona are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. And it's De Bruyne. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, good play on the left-hand side here. Oh, that's neat. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. O'Reilly kept his eye on it, and he's there. Fermin, Filippo Inzaghi, and the shot! And there's a goal! They are purring, truly purring! Truly superb, a goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
So that's two now without reply.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And that's a good ball. Oh, it's a foul. It could be a penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. So this to extend their lead. Calm as you like, and they're running away with it. Not a twitch, not a blink.
Should we have ever doubted him? Cool as you like.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, talk about being on top of your game. Everything seems to be coming off for him.
Barcelona find a position of real strength now.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been a...
Shapes to shoot! And that's a sharp finish. That is so good, such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
So could they be onto something here? Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. And it's Lopez. He's picked his way through. Aguero, real chance here. Great chance! And that's in! A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
All of a sudden, we have a game here.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
And here's Lopez. Caught offside that time. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. La Louvière have scored 2 quick goals here and are well and truly back in business. Rijkaard threads one in. That has been cut short.
Teremos 3 minutos de acréscimo.
Xiao. The final seconds now. Pedri. Couldn't squeeze it through. And Dijk calmly anticipates. Played into space. Oh, that's clever. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Now that's well seen too. And that signals the end of the first period. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Well, it's been played at such a frenetic pace. I'm amazed it's only been 45 minutes. I'm wondering whether these players are going to be able to maintain that energy.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. So let's get the ball rolling.
La Louvière really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Rice, and here's Palmer. Engages and forces him off the ball.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Rijkaard! Just the wrong side.
He's not happy, and you'd expect that, but at least there's plenty of appreciation for what was a genuinely fine effort.
Poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. De Bruyne providing an outlet on that flank. Big chance! It's in! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
So the lead now is 2.
That has the feeling of a breath of fresh air, Peter, and now they can fill their lungs and just blow them away.
That's a throw. And it's Pedri. Van Bommel. Totti looking in every way a marked man at the moment.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Passing is crisp and sharp. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Oh, he's bustling, and the shot! And that's a tiny finish. That is simply terrific, finished with beautiful deftness.
Yeah, but how about that coolness and confidence, Peter, to see where the keeper was and then produce a beautiful response.
público
La Louvière
presente na
now
partida
just
de
needing
hoje.
one.
62
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager
espectadores.
can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Oh, that's a very decent ball now. Oh, that is asking for trouble. He is through here. Goes for a shot. And yes, it's there. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
And this is Aguero. Aimed beyond the defence. No, that's been intercepted. Sabani. Rijkaard. And Thiaw. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Neymar. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And this is Totti. Oh, good ball. Real chance. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Neymar. Looking for the run. He's through here. He's in one-on-one. It's Inzaghi! Great idea, just poorly executed.
There's no doubt he made the right decision, but without the right result.
Substituição em campo. Camisa 9.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Well, he can certainly make his side a lot more unpredictable, Peter. You know, he has a very good eye for a pass and a tricky one at that.
Oh, such a clever touch. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Now it's Totti. Van Dijk. Not getting too much time on the ball here, that is good pressing. There's the man who is effectively the team's security policy. Thiaw. That looks a cracking ball. Chance, surely! Relentless! Just relentless! With fun and fury, they continue to do their thing. That is a super smooth goal, beautiful manoeuvring of the ball, and splendid authority in the finish.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
Camisa 22.
Barcelona palpably stronger, better, superior. Oh, well measured. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is.
Substituição em campo.
La Louvière
Camisa 3.
with the corner. They're first.
Sai para a entrada do jogador.
Got nowhere to hide after that one.
24.
And now a sudden chance to counter. Now, can they get him away? And this is Inzaghi. Inzaghi gets flagged offside. Five minutes left on the clock. Pass somewhat off target. Now it's Danny Olmo. Van Dijk. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Nicely spread. Now this could be a chance. He's got away. Cucurella did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to
6
compromise.
minutos de acréscimo.
Eze. Great vision. Oh, super ball. Totti. De Bruyne. Passes short and sharp. Plenty to aim at here. Inzaghi! Keeper's got his work done.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
And he's taking no chances there. Played out to the left flank. And that will be it. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs and chumps. The winners were so good at times. noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So things are underway.
For me, Peter, Steven Gerrard's game is all about courage. It's a word he himself uses a lot. He's always urging everyone around him to have a go on the ball and not be afraid.
And he absolutely practices what he preaches in that respect.
He does, indeed. And I think he's England's best all-round midfielder of his generation. A ball winner, great distributor, never stopped running, playmaker, and more than a decent finisher too. The only question is, where do you play him to make the most out of all of those talents?
Right, Shevchenko, and he's been shifted off it. Can he get it through? Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Now, can they get him away? And he's straight offside. Totti. Now Van Bommel. Not the most accurate pass. Madueke proves just a little bit too strong. Neither side especially adventurous early on. Totti. It's just beyond his reach. Rice. Van Bommel. And he's managed to get free. And it's been given away. He's found a way through. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
Serginho. Nicked it back promptly.
Yeah, I've had a quick review of what we've seen so far, and I can confirm we're in a shot-free zone.
And that has put a halt to things. Now it's Aguero. Look at the space here. Ferdinand. Bellingham. Played out towards the right wing. Neither of these two want to come off second best.
Palestine are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way through zone.
Totti. And it's Rice. No, that's been intercepted. Now it's Shevchenko. And he's worked it through. And he shoots! And he's done it! Pressure, what pressure? He feels none of it.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Aguero never out of the action for very long. Now it's Totti, and he's had it nicked away. That is good alertness. That's going wide left. Dani Olmo is wide and looking to get onto this. That has not gone well. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
O'Reilly did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Oh, good determined running there, but run back by the defence. It's Aguero! And he should have made them pay.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Koundé kept his eye on it, and he's there. And this is Aguero. Nice looking ball. That's beautifully weighted. Van Bommel. Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is in a really good position out wide. Serginho. Right, Shevchenko. Bellingham. It's a really well measured ball. He is just caressing the ball. That pass isn't the best.
There will be 1
Totti.
minute at a time.
Well, he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. And he has shown him a yellow card. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Now it's Bellingham. And this is Batistuta. And for the first half, that is that. There's been no shortage of industry or intent
Hello,
thus far.
everyone.
A
We
little
are glad to
inspiration and
announce that our new
inventiveness
commemorative
perhaps the
strip
only things
is now
lacking.
available at our online
La
store.
Louvière unable to get back onto level terms before half-time. They trail 1-0.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. That gets us going once more.
La Louvière can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
And he is dashing away. Totti always looking for that half a chance.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Gerrard. And Akanji. Nicely weighted ball. That looks a cracking ball. And he was alert to it. Koundé. Palmer. Van Bommel. Now it's Batistuta. And he plays one through. Schlotterbeck. And it's Rice. And Dani Olmo.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
Oh, shooting chance!
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing.
Big chance! Played back in. Has another go! Now by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Rice ended up in no man's land. And it's Serginho. Just eases him off the ball. He's in plenty of space here. He's got away.
29,950.
Aimed at the far side. There's the shot! And no mistake. They have come roaring back.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That has been drummed into him from such an early age, Peter. It almost came as second nature. He's such as the keeper couldn't hold on to it, and he's there in a flash.
So they have it all to do again.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Substitution on the field. Number 19.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Number 8. Jude Bellingham. Number 6. Steven Gerrard.
Palmer,
Number 14.
he has found the way through.
Serginho. Number 7. Andrei Shevchenko. Coming on the
And he's
field.
taking no chances
Number
there.
10. Lamine Yamal.
And he's gone backward
Number
here.
21.
Nico
Zico.
is someone with
Number
real
32.
dynamite in his boots.
Brand Rijkaard.
Dink through,
Number 23. Wesley Sneijder.
and here's the chance to counter.
Number 18.
Dani
Sergio
Olmo.
Aguero.
Rice, and here's Aguero. Oh, good spread. It's a pretty loose pass. Schneider. Oh, that's a key interception. Koundé. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. O'Reilly. Yamal. Looking to play him in. Good ball over the top. So much time and space here. Tries a shot! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Caught offside that time.
Substitution on the field. Number 9.
La Louvière
Paul Palmer.
choosing to make the first
Number
change.
8. Dani Olmo. Coming on the field.
Aguero
Number 10.
was somewhat off
Lionel
target.
Messi. Number
It's
22.
a searching pass.
Emre Chieze.
No luck with that dink over the top. Eze. He is through here. And that pass just didn't quite work.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Now it's Aguero. Oh, that's well spotted. And it's Aguero. Schlotterbeck calmly anticipates. For Aguero. Aguero! Now, who's going to be... Oh, he's been caught napping. This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs of nerves or caginess from either team. This pitch is go-for-it territory right now.
Totti. Into the last 5 minutes. Yamal. Oh, that and the shot! I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Francesco Totti. Coming on the field is number 19.
The most accurate pass. Looking for the run. That's been slipped through. Ferdinand. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card. He's not got that quite
There
right.
will be 3 minutes at a time.
Added time going up here. It's 3 minutes. That has not gone well.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. That's a lovely, neat pass. Cafu cuts it out. And we're done. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks winner of course, but the crowd largely satisfied. noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. There's the whistle. Agahawa is making a start here. I wonder what sort of a role is he expected to play, Jim?
His pace, Peter, his pace is lethal. What's more, he knows just how to use it. I like the way he puts his afterburners on when an opposition move breaks down. If it gives the team an option on the counter and makes the other team think twice about committing too many men forward, happy days for him.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Played out wide. Indonesia are looking to break at pace. And he's got away from it. That is great defending, so alert. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Now it's Agahawa. Koundé. Van Bommel. La Louvière, without doubt, seeing more of the ball and looking to turn it now into something meaningful. Van Bommel. And he's being shifted off it. Totti. Now Van Bommel. That's a nicely shaped ball. Luis Suarez! And what a be quick to recover this. Aimed at the fast. Impressive! Oh, off the bar!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Looking for options for movement. La Louvière are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. Nicely spread. Messi is in a really good position out wide. Schlotterbeck kept his eye on it, and he's there. Rice. Van Bommel. Now it's Agahawa. Totti unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Van Bommel is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Now it's Shevchenko. And it's Rice. Pass somewhat off target. O'Reilly. And it's Totti. Passing is crisp and sharp. Spread to the right. Great pressure, plenty of it. Some good work on the right flank here. Luis Suarez. And he plays one through. Schlotterbeck. Rice. Azar. Now it's Agahawa. It's a good ball out wide. La Louvière couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. Van Bommel. Azar. Van Bommel really struggling to influence the game.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Good read, needed to be. Van Bommel. Rice. He's looking wide. And anyone who's joined us late, I can confirm that in terms of goals, at least you've missed nothing. And that pass just didn't quite work. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Now the cross. Rice to Totti. It's a searching pass. This looks promising. That was a good run. The defence looked beaten there.
Okay, it didn't quite come off on this occasion, but you get the feeling as a team they might want to just stick with this approach.
Agahawa receives it in a good position here. Luis Suarez. Now it's Rice. Kunde gets a... And the whistle goes for half-time. And it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. Reflections on the first half?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half and a lot more intent.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. So the action resumes. So the first half brought no goals. Totti. Rice. Tacho promptly onto that, and that is that. Messi. Quality ball. Now it's Agahawa. Tacho.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
He's well positioned here. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And Shevchenko!
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Oh, great leap! That's going to go a long way. That's a shade optimistic. Messi. Totti. Now it's Agahawa. Well, they continue each to cancel the other out. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Oh, that's fabulous. He's in a good position here. Shoots! And yes, it's there! Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
The first breakthrough.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
Almost an hour gone. Now this could be a chance. Muscular approach does pay off here. Pass is just off target. Van Bommel. So Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, while the temptation's always there, Peter, I think it would be ill-advised of them to try settle for what they've got.
Rice. It's a really well-measured ball. Totti. Totti going face-to-face with his great rival. In towards the back stick. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Oh, perfectly measured that. That is a brilliant interception.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Azar is offering some sort of an apology there.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
That's been cut out, well played. Agahawa is sporting a guilty look after that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Cristiano Ronaldo! And there's a goal! There seemed no way back, but they are level!
Goal scorer for Indonesia after 76
That is
minutes.
simply
in.
terrific, finished with beautiful deftness.
The skill and the confidence was just brilliant, and he showed both a quick head and even quicker feet.
Ronaldo.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, needless to say, Peter, they're eager to get going, but you have to wonder how much these boys have left in the tank. La Louvière really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
Substitution on the field. Number 20, Samu Anihawa. Number 10, Lionel Messi.
Van Bommel.
Coming on the field. Number 11, Sergio Aguero. Number 9, Cole Palmer.
And here's Aguero. Rijkaard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Oh, what has happened here? And the shot! And that's a good finish. And they're back in front. Pressure, what pressure? He feels none of it.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
Substitution on the field.
When the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Number 8, Danny Olmo.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things... Can he finish? And needless to say, that deserved better.
Danny Olmo deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Very much into the last knockings. And he is dashing away.
Well, at least they acknowledge the effort. La Louvière really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
Full edit minutes.
Nicely
have
aimed
been
pass.
indicated.
Rice, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Koundé, Rice. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Rijkaard. And it's Luis Suarez. Dani Olmo. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Now it's Palmer. And he's managed to get free. Oh no, great chance! And one more try! And I think we're done. Yes, we are done. La Louvière pull through, sometimes by hook.